Good news for anybody who's ever wanted to connect an external microphone to an Insta360 camera. Apparently with the new Ace Pro 2, it's as simple as that. Well, almost. If you caught my recent first impressions review of the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, you'll know that one of the things I complained about was the poor support for an external microphone. And I'm not talking about a Bluetooth microphone that's been available on Insta360 cameras for several generations already. I'm talking about plugging in a higher quality microphone. Now, if you look through the accessories for the new Ace Pro 2, you will find one of these little guys. This is a microphone adapter. This happens to be the one for an X4, but the principle is the same. Basically, it has a USB-C port, it plugs into the camera itself, and it provides a 3.5mm microphone jack for connecting an external microphone. And because there is one of these adapters also available for the Ace Pro 2, I naturally assumed that this was necessary in order to connect an external microphone. But apparently that is not the case. As you saw at the beginning, it is now possible to connect a compatible microphone directly to the USB-C port of the camera itself without using the adapter. And thank you to several viewers who pointed this out to me, because weirdly this is something that Insta360 is not even talking about. If you take a look in the user manual for the new Ace Pro 2, it does mention that one of the functions of the USB-C port is for connecting a microphone, but frankly, by way of the mic adapter, that's been true for pretty much every Insta360 camera for quite a few years. And in case you are wondering, currently it seems that this feature is only available on the Ace Pro 2. I did update my X4 and my original Ace Pro to the newest firmware and tested this out, but with those cameras I was not able to directly connect a USB microphone. Now, even with the Ace Pro 2, there is a little bit more to the story here, so I'll place the chapters up here and on the video timeline. But before we get into it, very important to emphasize this video is not sponsored, paid for, or influenced in any way. I purchased all of the equipment with my own money, and the opinions are entirely my own. If you enjoy the video, please remember to give us a like and consider subscribing to the channel for a lot more similar content. So let's get on with it. Okay, so hooking up your USB microphone to your Ace Pro 2 is pretty straightforward. I'm going to be using the example of the DJI Mic 2 system. I have the receiver here. I have one of the two transmitters here, and I'm going to be using the USB-C adapter. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove the little cover from the back and place the adapter in place. Let me confirm that. Now, instead of the adapter, you can just use a standard cable. You plug one end of the cable, of course, into the USB-C port on the receiver and the other end into your camera. If you do that, however, do not put one of the adapters in place because it will not work in that configuration. Okay, and now let's get our Ace Pro 2 ready. Now the USB-C port is behind this little hatch here. Now obviously this hatch is going to impede being able to put the receiver in place, so like many action cameras these days, this little hatch can be simply removed. You just pull that off. I'm going to put that in a safe place. And obviously with the hatch removed, now important to note that the camera is no longer waterproof or weatherproof in this configuration. Now when connecting the receiver to the camera, it will actually work in either direction, so you can plug it in and have it facing forwards, or as I'm going to do here, I'm going to have it plugged in facing towards me. And I'll plug that in. Now I don't know if you noticed, but now a little microphone icon appeared in the top right hand corner, showing you that an external microphone is attached. And you can also see at the top of the screen we now have a audio level bar, which is another indicator that it is using an external microphone. Now this is hot swappable, so I can simply pull it out, and when I do that, you'll notice the little microphone icon disappears, as does the audio level meter, and now the camera goes back to using its onboard microphones. Now, one thing I have discovered, I don't know if it's specific to the DJI Mic 2 or any USB microphone, and that is that the sound level is very low, so you'll need to go into settings, and over here you can see microphone settings. If I click on that, you can see that the external microphone is connected. I can click the top right. You'll notice I have the external microphone gain set all the way to +9 dB. That's the only way I could get an acceptable volume level with the DJI Mic 2 system. Okay, so let's do a demonstration so we can see and hear the external microphone in use. Right now I'm talking to you over the onboard microphones of the Ace Pro 2, which I'm sure sound perfectly good, but of course one of the issues is if I get further away from the camera, my voice becomes less clear and you start to hear more background and less of my voice. And that is, of course, where something like the DJI wireless mic system comes in. So I'm going to take my receiver and I'm going to plug this guy in. And now you are listening to me over the DJI wireless microphone system. So again, up close, I'm sure there's not that much difference, but now with a wireless mic, I can move away from the camera, I can turn my back on the camera, and you can still hear my voice just fine. So just one example where it's very useful to have a better microphone or a more suitable microphone than the onboard microphones of the Ace Pro 2. Now, you may be thinking, why go to all this trouble, because I can actually use this same DJI Mic 2 transmitter in Bluetooth mode and connect it wirelessly to the Ace Pro 2. Well, in tests that I've done in the past, I have found that Bluetooth is lower quality sound and also suffers from degradation as you get further from the camera, and particularly if you have any obstructions. Now, will the same be true of the Ace Pro 2? Well, that's something you're going to have to wait and find out, because that's my next video on the list. So clearly this is a step in the right direction, but there are some issues and limitations that we also need to discuss. Now, in the case of the DJI Mic 2 system, it was a bit concerning that I had to boost the gain all the way up to the max in order to get a usable audio level. And I do plan on doing some follow-up testing comparing this direct connection method with using the microphone adapter. Another issue is that apparently not all USB microphones are compatible for direct connection to the Ace Pro 2. For example, I tried plugging in my Rode Video Mic Go 2, which is the one I'm talking to you on right here. When I plugged the Ace Pro 2 in, the status light on the microphone did light up, indicating that it was connected. Also on the display of the Ace Pro 2, the microphone icon appeared, as did the audio level meter, also indicating that the connection was good. However, when I went to do some recording, well, I got this.
So I am plugged into the Rode Rode Video Mic Go 2. I see that everything seems to be working. Let's see what happens.
So when I looked at it in more detail, apparently what happened was the audio track was recorded at double the speed of the video track, and also recorded at a higher frequency. So unless your plan is to sound like a minion, this configuration is not going to work. I also tried plugging in this basic USB-C lav mic to the Ace Pro 2, but as you can see, it did not even register as having connected. And just to add some context, I did test both the lav mic and the Rode mic together with both my DJI Pocket 3 and my DJI Action 5 Pro, and both microphones worked flawlessly with both cameras. So unfortunately, when it comes to connecting a USB microphone to an Ace Pro 2, we still have a ways to go yet. So, as we said earlier, it's good to see that Insta360 is making some progress here, but there are still a few issues and limitations that need to be overcome. Now, I do plan on doing some additional testing, particularly of the combination of the Ace Pro 2 together with the DJI Mic 2, comparing the direct USB connection, connecting using the mic adapter, and also the Bluetooth connection. So be on the lookout for that video also. Otherwise, that's going to wrap it up for another video. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please remember to give us a like, consider subscribing to the channel, and if you have any comments, questions, suggestions for future videos, please drop those into the comments section. Otherwise, thanks for watching.